in the cradle and the silver spoon and the man on the moon. My son arrived from college just the other day. I said, sit down. He said, no, Dad, I really can't. You see, my son's got the flu, and the cat in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue. Alright, we're just getting here. Here's a new one from AC/DC. That Mike Wagner over there, he had something the other day. Oh, it's green. No, you know why I turned down on that? I wasn't going to. I kind of rehearsed a little bit for this show. I practiced a little bit. You know, the time that I had to do it, or have. You know, people think like, you know, it's just like I just have all the time in the world, you know. All the time in the world. You know. I wish. Imagine that. I mean, what is the biggest enemy on the planet these days? Alright, I'm letting you think. And I'm going to think too. I'm going to take a little bit more rehearsing. Here we go. Oh, I thought it was a rabbit. It's these beautiful birds. So Wagner, Wagner had like a mixture, a thing with Bee Gees and AC/DC. And yesterday, you know, I was just sitting there seeing if anybody wanted to have any kind of conversations. And, you know, I looked up, you know, at the wall, the feed that I have there. No ticker, no news feed, nothing. But I was able to get some interesting stories. I mean, one was the red hen. Let's settle in here. Why don't you guys all still thinking about what is the biggest enemy there is high above? Then I caught, what's this guy's name? The guy on CNN. Damn. Alright, I have my water and all that kind of stuff. I got so many things. I got so many balls in the air. And it's our friend's birthday. I want to do a good thing with Cats in the Cradle. And I'll tie everything in, you know, especially our conversation with Bob during the week. I almost want to say something last night when I was on the feed and everything, you know, because I'll explain. Let me calm down. Are anybody in a hurry here? Anybody in a hurry? Hold on. All right, calm it down. Relax. You're with me. I'll take care of you. I got to figure out what kind of pants I got on. I can sit on the bench here. It's wet. But these pants are from Florida. And they're kind of a little bit resistant to water or wet things. So anyway, let's I mean, how much time we wait so far? And there was a lot of other things too. Then I seen this girl that I met down the city. She had a post related to the LGBTQ. Is that how you say it? I know it's LGBT. I think you put a Q on it too. But yes, we learned about all that kind of LGBTQ through you know, back in like 2000, and I believe it had to be 2012. Because, again, I didn't start the show in 2012, so it had to be somewhere around that vicinity, most likely in the year of 2012. Or it could have been before the election. I don't know how that went down. I think it was somewhere either before or after. There was a lot of things going on. But anyway, first I guess I'll sing. My child arrived just the other day, in the usual way, but there were bills to pay, planes to catch. He came down in the usual way, and there was something going on, and I forgot that line, but I'll go back. Oh yeah, Harry Chaplin. I believe that's how you say his name. He was one of the highest paid musicians in that time, in that era. Pretty much, he was pretty popular. I didn't get to ask my mom. It was like a question. There's so many things. See, the thing is, I cleared out my wall and all that stuff. Cleared out the wall. I mean, yes, people who have been my friends here for a while know that there was some problems right around the election time with Trump and everything. And that Christmas time, I did the show in the library. A lot of things. Family matters, all this kind of stuff. I made it perfectly clear how I felt. And looking back, what is done is done. You can't go back. I mean, all you can do is you learn. I mean, you can't count on anyone these days. And people, only certain people, they have a commitment to, or they care about. And it's sad, but it's true. I mean, if your childhood, or if your experiences, like, at certain points in your life were just like so like bliss, and so like you just had so much love and affection coming your way and everything, and you just felt secure. I mean, secure is one of the things that a human being needs. Needs to feel secure in his in his environment, in his family, in his friends, in his sunshine, and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of people I want to go over and maybe chat with, but I'm here today to tell you, you can come over here and talk about it. And it speeds up things. You don't have to wait around and stuff or anything like that. You find the time. If I'm not on it, I'll be on it. My new hours, again, it's messaging in the morning. Do the little videos, do the show. A lot of retrospect going on right now about what we did. And the one person was saying something about what I just said there, about the environment and feeling, it's your circumstances and all that kind of stuff. I think, like, overall, what we have done here is we really created this hole we're in, this mess. I mean, it's more, talk about emotion. I mean, newscasters are breaking down. They're just having breakdowns. So getting back to the one anchor on CNN, Glenn Beck was on there. Maybe if I say that, maybe I can get, but he's not a reliable source. And Glenn Beck was telling it to him straight. And way back in the day, probably in 2012, even before that, he made this Donald Duck right wing kind of funny video. It's on the internet if you ever heard of it. Glenn Beck, Donald Duck. He talked, he was just making light and joke of the situation, the whole thing. I mean, this was like at least 6-7 years ago. Just guessing. Maybe it was, maybe it might have been on the internet a year or two, like in 2012, when me and Crispo used to share it and everything. But if you listen to it and everything like that, kind of, I mean, because it's like way back. It was like almost like a look into the future, because all these problems, and it's thinking. I mean, do we know? Do we know one another? Do we really know? I mean, let's take this for example. I was just busting a little bit with Crispo yesterday, and I said I'm reading some Watchtowers so I can deal with you or something like that. It's just like a joke. And he's like, I hope you ain't, with that fake cult and everything. I hope you're not listening to all that, or that's a fake cult and everything. And there's a lot of misconceptions. And when you hear of that name, like the Witnesses, you think of, they don't celebrate birthdays. They don't believe in the Trinity, stuff like that. There's a lot of things that that they throw out people. They dismember them. They do all this kind of stuff. That they have like a different. They're too like what's the word here? They're too submissive. You know, they feel as though, I mean, they must have this like they live on a chain, like some kind of chain. Like they don't go out, they don't listen to music. You know, they're not out in the wilderness. They don't work jobs. They don't go back and forth and help people. You know, where there's a need and stuff like that. They don't. You know, I mean, there's tons of things, tons of things. I can see that. I probably would feel the same way, you know, if I didn't like, you know, meet some of them and be with them and just like, you know, be able to just like talk about things, understand. You know, I mean, they show you their interpretation, and whether you like it or not, it's up to you. You don't, you know, they don't force it down you. You can always say, I mean, it's not a thing where like, you know, oh, you know, like if you say no, they're just like, you know, they're just gonna stalk you. They're never gonna let you go or anything like that. It's, you know, they're busy. You know, it's that time. I mean, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, maybe they came back. You know, but that thing, like, well, they always come back because you never know. You just never know. Come back and do a check-in. You know, say hi. You know, I mean, you never know. I mean, there could be. There's been so many stories where there was things going on with people knocking on doors, and it just happened at the right time. Something just happened. But it's like that with a lot of things. I mean, when I was watching the game, this is God's honest truth. It was 5-6 with the Seattle and the Yankees. It was 5-6. Stanton was up, and I used to, like, way back in the day, years and years ago, I used to like bet. I used to be a gambler and all that kind of stuff. This is the God's honest truth, believe me or not. But it's one of those things. It just happens. Because I had a thread going with Crispo, so I wrote Stanton homers, like, you know, and this is before, like, he's just there was like so many pitches going on, like, you know, and I had it written down, but I was clearing my wall. I was so far down because every day, like, you know, I go. It takes a while because I look at all the stuff, you know, that I wrote and everything, like with the family and all that kind of stuff. And we'll get to that in the next video and stuff like that. Hopefully, if not, I mean, I'm missing out on what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to do the song and all that kind of stuff. All right, let me try to do a song, and then maybe I can hold that thought. Maybe come back to over here. I mean, Twinkles, are you gonna remember where I last left off? Excuse me. Yes. All right. Well, my child arrived just the other day. He came in the usual way, but there was planes to catch, bills to pay. Yeah, we didn't really rehearse that much. But try the next. What about the 10-year-old when he's 10? Oh yeah. My child turned 10 just the other day, and he brought me a ball and a glove and said, "Dad, can you play?" I said, "No, son, I really can't, but but thanks for asking." Yes, you're doing. It always sounds better, like when you're like, you know, when you try it. I understand. One more time. No, we can't. I mean, we're making a mess here. But anyway, he was a big, you know, at the time, a big kind of artist and everything like that. He was driving to a gig in a Volkswagen Rabbit, you know, so like small cars, which is weird, by the way. If he was doing good, why wouldn't he be in a nicer car? I'm just going by the wiki thing, you know. Who knows these days? Who knows? So, you know, he was driving to like do a free concert and stuff like that, and there was something with the road. I don't know, someone had flares on there. He went to the left, he went to the right, he did this, he did that. Long story short, medium length, he ran to a tractor trailer, and I guess a lot of things went on. Even the car maybe caught on fire and everything. He was like 38 years old. And this song, I mean, I see the thing with me too. Like when I used to sing, we used to have had the words on the screen. But back then, I mean, I used to rehearse. I mean, eventually I did it without the words and stuff like that. But one of my friends always sang this song. Like you would think I would know all the words and stuff like that. But it was so many years ago. And a couple of them, you know, a couple of them used to sing it. And I thought maybe, well, we're way up there. We're up about 15 minutes. Yeah, we're over the 15. All right, we'll be right back.